And we're back, everyone, to more Call of Cthulhu. And Warehouse 36. Once that reloads. That was almost done loading. There we go. Almost. Enter the madness.
Ugh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Well, now my frame's dying again. That's less than ideal. Thought my frames were fine last episode. Can't just drop down things, have to jump. Apparently, at first I thought we were damaged, but no, we have to reconstruct the scene. Using brain powers. Something they use in detective games a lot is basically the whole reconstructing the crime scene thing. Usually it's, you know, like spatial powers of a detective. I'm trying to think which game that was. It's like I know that was a thing, but at the same time I can't remember which game that was.
What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here?
Now what is it doing here?
Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
Obviously. Problem though is we still don't have occultism. And we're not gonna be able to get occultism.
Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? It smells as bad as it looks.
Like, I mean... it says you only need 4 points, but you can't actually increase it anyway, so... Now we have 1 point. We needed 2 for that. Boop. I'll find Valdy.
The glass is shattered, like someone smashed it. Was it before or after the removal of these bandages?
I would assume before, but...
Can't sleep. I know how that feels.
I thought that would be important. I mean, it's sort of lit up, but... So anything else before we leave? I guess that's it. So now we're at that point where we basically have 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So it comes down to which one we want to actually increase next time. Our sanity is... less than ideal. Well, it's still stable, but, you know, less than ideal stable. First run. I can't read half this. Is there a bottle of liquor that we stole? And it's a way to lean on the guard. On those guards, yeah, but we have, you know, it just in our inventory. Not exactly the best. We're going to use that as blackmail, weren't we? But, you know. Oh, well. So, we've established that, basically. Okay, that doesn't explain anything. It's basically the fact. So, adding up the clues, we have basically this painting, which is presumably from the mansion. It's partially burnt. There's a picture there. So someone who probably knew them has been staying here. He also takes sleeping pills, painkillers, and guilt, maybe?
Someone has settled in here.
Okay.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
I know you did. How about no?
Look around you. Someone has settled in here. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it.
It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene. Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again.
I can.
This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
She thought to us.
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building?
Oh, that's good for mansion.
That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Pierce managed to get into the warehouse. The place, thought to be abandoned, revealed some surprises. Signs of recent occupation, as well as a partially charred painting. Interrupted in searching by Officer Bradley, Pierce convinced him to join his investigation. The police officer is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins mansion. Those are already on chapter 3. Not sure how long this game is. Definitely looks like Cat tried to force his smile. Golly, someone's watching us. And that face.
Well, here we are. Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Questions.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
You say that, but you're probably here to help cover things up. I'm investigating.
I don't believe the fire is the only reason this house is in such a state.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
Huh. It's really that old.
Come on, let's leave the stories of the dead alone. They've nothing to do with your case anyhow. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
Oh, I have questions.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you?
I'm a detective.
The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room.
Yes,
And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
I probably said guilt in that Smash meal. Might be right.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Yeah,
Night
sure.
falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you. If only to reassure Silas.
Yeah, sure.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
We have reached the garden of the Hawkins Manor. Officer Bradley drove us on the cliffs to the dark water to the Hawkins mansion. The huge house sits on the edge of a steep summit. Looks onto the lighthouse. The place seems abandoned for some time. Bradley told me about an old caretaker still living here. He shouldn't prevent us from getting to the mansion. Oh, you're going that way? Well, what if I go this way? Also chill. Numerous chills. Clue. Figure of a whale carved from wood. Saw a toy that sailors made for their children. Obviously that's a clue. See? Don't. Obviously that's what caused the murder right there. Small wooden wet. And this is why we look around. I thought I saw that move. There's just a little leaf. I meant the trees have leaves. And a house maybe? I'm here with something.
Recently fallen. It's as if all life has abandoned the place. Sturdy. And well sharpened.
Well, that was an axe. We could use an axe. Or is it offer some bread?
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined, but the architecture seems too recent.
See, is that what? 1693? I can't. 1893? I can't tell. Now lead me down a step. I awakened for the Lord. Sustain. I can't have. I can just have this. Wow, where's my hand? Well, what do we have?
Poor kid. Charles Hawkins' grave. Who could have done this?
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective,
Bless.
does this place inspire any thoughts?
Faces.
Is the caretaker still around? Evidence here suggests he is.
It's surprising indeed. Let's try to keep our eyes open.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Right, I want the body back.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing. Let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh.
Wow. Okay, we going? Bradley, we going? Guess he's just gonna stay then. Apparently so. If I run into the caretaker, well, wasn't he supposed to help me with that? Apparently he's just gonna stay then.
I'll have to find another entrance.
Of course I will. Bradley. So what about that?
The axe is gone.
The axe is gone.
I'd better be on my guard.
Bradley, the axe is gone. Why aren't you helping me? Like seriously.
The caretaker takes great care of these graves. The caretaker takes great care.
Bradley. Oh, fine. Well, let's go get abs. Oh, yeah. I'll come help you deal with the caretaker. So you don't run into any trouble. I'm gonna stand by the graves before you go run into any trouble.
This entrance is still in use.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You are trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them! Dump them into the ocean!
Whoa!
Bradley, where are you?
You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
Fuck up decisions.
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
It's painful to be the last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident, but Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
The sooner I carry out my investigation, the sooner I wrap up the case and return to Boston. After which, you'll never hear of me again.
Huh. I like the sound of that, but I have a better idea. You leave right now, and you never come back.
Frickin' phone.
What are you doing? Officer Bradley, this hood was trying to break into the mansion.
Do something, Bradley, or this story will have a nasty ending.
I vouch for him, Silas. He's working with us. We have reason to believe that someone entered the mansion and stole some paintings.
Impossible. I would have seen it.
Better safe than sorry. Now let us in. I promise to keep an eye on this one.
Okay then. I'll leave the key with you. You could have told me that earlier, Sonny.
Let's see what more I can learn from
I
this
was
mansion.
working on that. But before we go in, I'll tell you more
What?
questions.
You have a moment.
What now?
Nothing. Sorry.
Stop wasting my time.
No, we have no questions. Before we go into the mansion, of course, we should look around. Because we haven't been over here.
This gate is locked.
Well, good for it. Gotta look around. Be thorough. And there's enough ants. How many ants does he have? Of course, you can't just enter his house.
The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time isolated from the world.
Okay, so
Rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes.
it's like with those folks.
I know a thing or two about solitude myself. Bourbon. Empty, of course.
So why did we do that? So we could see and inhale better? Ropes, hooks of them. Some harpoon spears. Lantern. But okay. Guess that is so we can investigate into. Well, I guess we should head to the mansion now. Find out what secrets lie in wait.
Pierce, shall we enter?
Now that you've finished your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go.
Yeah, thanks for helping me now, finally.
Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you.
And the loading. Pearson Officer Bradley explored the gardens of the Hopkins mansion. Family lies in the graveyard of the property guarded by Silas Winchester, the old caretaker, still faithful to his employers. Keeps watch on the place, armed with his axe. There's no E after axe. That makes me sad. Pearson Bradley managed to calm him down, and I guess Bradley did technically calm him down at the end now. And finally get a hold of the key to the Hawkins mansion. They enter the building, looking for the scene of the fire. All that till. Enter madness.
Follow me. I know the place.
Oh, do you now?
Who left this light on?
Could have been the caretaker. Maybe someone's still here. Rats in the walls. You know, it bothers me, these lanterns. They give off this, it's like the lighting they just decided to go with. Creepy green smoky lighting. I mean, seriously. Well, now that I think about it. Remember how there's that oil down there in the sewer, quotation marks? And that doesn't exactly seem like whale oil. But what if this here is whale oil from the miraculous catch that's powering all these lanterns and lights and everything? Which is giving it this odd green tint to everything.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
Well, you must deduct.
What kind of meat is this?
Now, what kind of meat is this? I don't even know. I don't even know. I was gonna say maybe a squid, but those eyes are in weird places. I don't even know.
This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins.
So he stood up all angrily, not the chill down.
The boy was probably here, smashed his plate on the floor. Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched?
Maybe
Something happened at this table. An argument?
Maybe she didn't want to eat the frickin' whatever the hell that thing is. Oh, so. So what happened? It's the question now. I mean, did Charles Hawkins start yelling, caused the boy to freak out and drop the plate, or did the boy drop the plate and cause Charles here to start yelling? And then there's her with, she's, well, she looks like she's on the defensive here. The boy, though. I was like, oh god, he's not even there. It's like I'm trying to gauge what's going on through him, but I can't get anything out of what's going on. His face is just so, like, so blank, like. That was anger. She has a concerned face. But then there's the son, who's just, his face is just blank, like, this happens all the time. Oh no, I've dropped the plate. I don't know. Anyway,
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Go get me a lantern so I don't have to use this crappy lighter to see everything. But yeah, I don't even know what the hell that thing is. Oh, so that was a dead rat hill.
Silas managed to bring the fire home, but it was already too late for the Hawkins.
Where are you going? I know where the fire was. Well, what about over here?
Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer?
Charles Hawkins poses like explorer in front of inside ruins. It's common knowledge that he wasted away his fortune on expensive trips. What was he looking for? Well, obviously he was looking for orbs. Isn't that right, Daniel?
Too much rubble. I'll find an easier way.
Ooh.
They seem happy, but Charles is already looking off into the future. His marriage just a stop along the way. They seem happy, but Charles is already looking off into the future. His marriage just a stop along the way.
So she painted that portrait of... I was gonna say, how could she paint that when she's the person in the painting, but...
Let's see if I can find something the cops missed.
You gained a point. Well, I actually have 2 points. Wish I could just put points to that, because that's the one I really need. Okay. I think I'm going to put my points to investigation. Maybe not someone to spot hidden. Gonna need a lot more points though. Well, time to go investigation mode.
Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How?
Well, that doesn't seem good.
They had a fight. Why? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker?
Wow. Starting to see a pattern here.
The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others?
Now that there's a very important clue. The child apparently died, but what about the others?
If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn?
So, he's been drinking, gets into a fight with her, knocks her unconscious, but who broke her through the lamp that set everything on fire? But there's a question.
Did it stop at the time of the fire? Did someone escape the fire?
Huh. Think we got all the clues, maybe? Well, let's see.
Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight.
We had such a face.
Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee.
Well, he was on fire. Garcia was he.
And the boy.
So,
Boy was just
Detective,
caught in the fire.
what do you make of it?
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
Huh. What's your theory?
Probably no.
I think the Hawkins couple got into a fight.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
And that's more investigation. We gained another character point.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
Like, I didn't even turn that on. I was just trying to investigate here, and it's like... something must be around here. Huh. Something in the darkness. But I don't see anything. Huh. Oh, over here. Nope. Oh. Apparently it's too dark for us to see the door handle. Gotcha. There's nothing actually here. My bad. So where did he go?
This door is locked.
It's jammed. It's jammed. Here's the mason. In the 18th century? I was going to say 19th, but no, that's 18th. Yeah, it even says that in the 18th century. Here's one thing that's bothered me. There's all these medicine books. You should have put points into occultism. It's like the game's just mocking me. Should put them points into occultism. Keep seeing all these occult things that you can't even understand. Cthulhu's gonna pop out and you're not even going to know what he is, and it's gonna drive you insane. Because you have no knowledge of the occult at all.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. But whose?
Why, now that is the question now, isn't it? Is it? So, it could either be after Charles was on fire, if he somehow survived, to bandage himself up while on fire, I don't know. Could be the caretakers. If he is at... Or it could be the person who... You know. Could be the caretaker who basically, you know, maybe the caretaker isn't the same person who was at the well house. So it could be the well house person, since they left bandages behind too. Keep looking, because I expect like a book to be on one of these shelves. There's a lighter though. It's not important though, apparently. Oh, so where did Bradley even get to? Don't even know. Ladder for some reason. More paintings.
This door is blocked from the outside.
Yeah, you know that.
The lyrics of the drunken sailor. A sea shanty.
Oh, there you go. Maybe he went upstairs. Dun, 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 dun.
An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
Okay. Oh, there you are. Creepy.
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale.
Only makes sense that this would be here.
Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess.
We're just gonna take a whiff first, but we're gonna leave Frankenstein behind. Sure, whatever.
This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music.
Why would you keep a piano like that for decoration?
This place was falling apart long before the fire.
You're not even going to look.
This place was falling apart long before the fire.
Apparently he's not even going to look at that. Apparently we're not even going to look at that. Huh.
A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century.
Very detailed treats on the particularities of the human body compared to the animal world. I guess more men. Well, one more and we will be up a point in medicine. Won't that be grand? Yeah, we haven't found anything about the cult. I guess they basically don't keep their Necronomicons just lying around. What is up here? Oh. Okay. Really?
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance. If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins' personal effects.
Clues. As I steal all the books except Frankenstein for some reason. No, technically I only took one book, now that I think about it. Well, that and medical books.
Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded from the New England colonies.
I guess they would technically be back in the 14th century. No, would it? Wouldn't that be more like back in the 15th century? Yeah, that would be back in the 15th century, so... Huh.
A book on hunting whales. The island's staple diet last century.
Anything else? Creepy green light.
There's something disturbing about this painting.
I'm not sure what I'm looking at. It's like, is that water or the desert?
"20,000 leagues under the sea." Another story about the mysteries of the deep.
And we're just gonna put it into our inventory. Just put it into our inventory. I've got bother with that door. So we can take all these books, but not the Frankenstein part. Well, maybe I should leave it on. Add more green to this place. So did he go back downstairs or did he go further on? Well, now over here. Probably should end the video eventually.
What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police?
Huh. Dear sir, as you know, I've always held you and your family in high respect. Unfortunately, I can no longer continue to close my eyes on the behavior of your wife. Last week, she again terrified my clientele. I know that she means no harm, but you should place her in the care of Dr. Four. He alone seems to be able to make her come to her senses. If these disturbances were to occur, believe me that, although it would feel like torture, I would be obliged to involve the police. Respect for yours, Anton Wellward. Huh. Well, that was an interesting clue now, isn't it? And that was what we couldn't get over. Keep expecting to find books. Rats. Rats. Okay, I burned myself.
Locked.
Now they're suspicious. Well, the key that opens the door to Sarah Hawkins' office when it's confirmed. Well, maybe it's this room then. We'll get back to that. Anyway, in the next video. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all and have a nice day.